Lowry.
Yeah, I got you.
Yer. This is another Millennial Podcast. I am another Millennial Podcast host. I go by the name of Nick Teasy, aka Young Tizzard. Shout out to my boy Wizard, aka LaPod James, aka Big Homie Young Segway Son. And my cousin told me I gotta add in my AKA for DJ Christmas as well. You know what I mean? Cause niggas know me in the streets when I get on the ones and twos. And the cast for today's pod is
Yeah, you know it. When TZ get on them ones and twos, you can tell because everyone's like, ugh. Nah, but all in all, you know, LG in the mic, in the building. Got Cars, Los, Tato, Carlos. All the same person. Believe it or not. Moving on.
And behind the camera, we have the faceless one. I'm just going with Grizo today. I only used to do the intro so dramatically because I wanted to prove that no matter how loud I yell into the mic, it doesn't work. So now that's done.
and actually if you yell this time it would be really loud.
It would be. That's why I'm not doing it.
And we also got our Gen Z intern. He don't get to introduce himself. He ain't earned that yet. JK, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here, you know what I'm saying? They call me Breezy, feel me, you know
Who
what
is
I'm saying?
they?
Right, who is that?
Your name is not Jen?
I'm known.
Nigga, you supposed to say the streets.
I thought his last name was
On
Z.
the sidewalk.
So shout out to the gang. We got Ace out this week. She got some big things happening that she couldn't risk being late for. We are some late potters, so shout out to the gang. How's everybody doing today? Don't all speak at once.
I mean, I thought he was Segway Song, man. We got to work on these transitions. But,
What's up? Actually, how y'all
all right,
doing?
Los, you go clockwise, counterclockwise. We're going to rotate.
I'm supposed to segue better than how are you?
I was actually waiting to answer at once. But then I fucked up. So I was waiting for someone else to answer so I could start answering.
Well, what it do, guys?
You know, here, I'm enjoying the new setup a lot. I'm liking the vibes. New studio since last week. Feeling good about our pod. I'm feeling good about us. In general, you know, I've been pretty down the past few weeks, and y'all know that. But today has not been as bad as the past few weeks, so that's a little improvement, and I will take that W.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm doing good. Coming off of this Father's Day weekend, even though I don't have a daddy. Fuck my daddy. But
damn.
I got to spend time with my girlfriend and her family. So they actually did something for her father. So I got to meet the family. I had to mingle in that boyfriend, girlfriend, brother-in-law mix. She got two sisters and their husbands. So I had to, you know, play that role. We played Family Taboo. And then the guys hung out and the men came. We really bonded. And so now I'm getting into that role, which is fucking weird.
See, man,
So-
I love hearing about your stories with your girl, bro, and how you spend time with her family.
Right.
Because from what you be telling me, they like such a, I don't even want to say traditional, but just like that sitcom family where like they
Yeah.
do all those type of things, dog.
Right.
Like they get together, like this nigga be going strawberry picking and shit.
Got
and-
rained out Saturday, though. That was the original plan. Got rained out.
Damn.
Was to go strawberry
I
picking.
still remember you talking about that. on
Yeah,
the
I was
last
actually
pod,
looking
yeah.
forward to that. I probably made it seem like I wasn't that into it, like frolicking in the field. But I was like, I might enjoy this.
So did he like offer you a cigar in the man cave?
Nah, he don't smoke and he can't drink. Some past traumas, I guess, or some shit. But
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, it does. But we all drink. We all drink for him. So we.
So
go
what
through
did
whole
y'all do in the
bottles.
man cave?
Because they have like a townhouse kind of setup, so we just went down there. We ended up like watching. So we ended up watching the end of the Nets game, that Game 7. I watched that with them, and then we like started just watching boxing and just having guy talk and stuff. But within like 30 minutes, the women came down there because they were bored
Messed everything
and tired of each other, and they were like ready to go. So like, yeah, you guys have to wrap this up. We were just vibing and shit, man. My one boy down there smoking the weed. You know, we just cooling, happy to get away from their wives and shit.
Women really don't like each other. They really can't spend too much time together without it being an issue.
Bro, and it just be surprising to me how like clingy they really are. It still surprises me all the
That's
time.
probably why they're clingy. Like we're their safe haven. On top of being their toxicity.
I feel like they looked at the clock and said, "Up, that's enough time for them."
And that's probably why they crazy. They don't know what we really are. I got my first Happy Father's Day this last Sunday. It was. I'm not a father, obviously. Hopefully,
Right.
but
How did you end up with that?
my sister-in-law, she just texted me. It was like, Happy Father's Day to you, Carlos. You're basically a father, so just take it. I'm like, yo, I could actually cry. It brought a tear to my ear.
I got a random Father's Day too, and I still don't know why. So I said thanks. I think.
I used to like wish random people happy Mother's Day and Father's Day because we all have mothers and fathers. It's still a holiday we all celebrate. So even though you're not a mother or father, why can't I say Happy Father's Day to you?
I normally say Happy Father's Day to my mom.
I don't know. I think people
At
make that
least.
weird. I don't know about saying Happy Father's Day to your mom. I mean, I guess.
I
To my
ain't,
point,
I ain't
it's-
grow up.
everybody
Yeah, I
celebrates
mean,
it.
I didn't grow up with a dad.
Yeah, I
but,
thought about
like,
sending it to some moms.
my mama was both. And if I actually had like a father, I mean, I called my grandfather, and that was nice. But really, like, my mom really took care of me. She raised us.
I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't really do shit for Father's Day. I text my dad. I ain't even call my grandfather.
Damn.
It be that way, man. It be that way though.
My uncle had the audacity. Okay, so little backstory. No one in my family likes my uncle.
That's hilarious.
He's a shitty ass person in all of our eyes right now. It's just like we, well, like, so my mom, yeah, we don't, and my mom decided not to tell anyone that he was coming over. Strictly just to make him feel a little bit awkward. You know, like, no one's fucking with him. Everyone's in the living room. He's in the kitchen. It's like, yeah, everyone's walking by, not even saying hello. How do you have the audacity to walk in a room where you know no one likes you?
And what? What are you supposed to do?
He was in there cooking. I mean, obviously he was there to see his mom and dad.
Nigga, y'all my nephews and nieces. I walk anywhere I want. What up, dog?
Yeah.
What's up?
That's his brothers and sisters.
Did he speak?
And nah, I mean, I wasn't there. Obviously, I was on FaceTime, and my mom never approached the kitchen. Everyone was just as hot as it was in the living room. No one went anywhere else.
I mean, without giving away your family secrets, like, what's the beef with the uncle? Is it some some heinous shit that we shouldn't fuck with this nigga, or like he just a shitty person in general?
He's one of those people who feels like they deserve respect even if they don't give it out.
Okay.
Woman beating. He just feels like he's just superior to most people.
All right, well, fuck that guy.
Fuck that nigga.
Yeah, man. Woo! Let's go to a early culture question early. A black culture question early.
Culture questions.
And every time you were right. You did drop like 4 niggas before I
That's
caught you
why
last
I got.
episode.
That's why I got a pass last week.
Yeah, I caught you early this time though. I think this your first one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. We gonna give you an easy one because I might do more today.
Duh.
What is one surefire way to make a black person dislike you?
To make them dislike you?
We can ask everybody this as well.
Oh.
One surefire way to make a black person dislike
I've
you.
recently experienced this, just season whatever food they cook you.
What?
Season if they serve you food, season their food.
Let's ask the cast. Do you agree with that? One surefire way to make a black person angry is to season their food after they've served it to you. Is that correct? Did I get that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with that. I think some people would find that.
A lot of people who cook would mind that, but I think I just recently experienced that at old girl house. She got mad that I put pepper on. I like putting pepper on everything, and then
Yeah, I might agree with that. Outside of salt, women for sure are not gonna like you adding extra
But even
shit.
salt,
I would
like,
not.
I've had
Like,
people
I
like,
would
"Did you
hate the
taste
idea
it
of adding
first?
salt.
Did you taste it while you're doing that?"
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
on an
all the
egg,
time.
that's the only thing I would like to add salt to. Nothing really needs salt.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think I can roll with that.
Touching their hair,
That's another one.
scalp hair. Nah, I don't know about the.
Nah, don't touch my hair. What you mean?
I mean, I just don't know about the pubic hair. Like, I don't know how people feel about that, and I haven't tried that one out.
Well, yeah, that's a sexual assault. Do y'all got any surefire ways to make black people dislike you?
Step on the sneakers.
Yeah, I felt that one in my soul.
Fuck up the tater salad. Old people.
You know what you should do for these? Like, since they're kind of polled questions, there should be like a Family Feud setup on it. Survey says.
See, yeah, we would have to like really come up with the answers beforehand and shit, though.
And really have to bank on me, like, causing the culture questions to happen.
I think one surefire way to make a black person dislike you, I think, is to like cause drama at their job. I think black people just like, we can deal with drama in a lot of places, but don't bring it to my workplace. You know what I mean? Like at their mama house, I can even deal with that. I don't like it, but we can deal with that. At family house, street, house, car, man. But if you bring it to my job, now it's like like you fuck with my money now. That's a super serious thing. Yay? No?
Yeah,
Overthinking
I would think it'd be more serious in the street though versus a job.
Nah, you can bring. That's where you bring the drama. Bring it to the streets. Yeah. You
just
see me out in the
like,
block.
all
You
right,
wanna
all right,
come and yell
but-
at me?
but-
That's cool.
But if I'm not black and I'm with black people and I start causing drama and problems in the streets, they're gonna start looking at black people first. And I just feel like they would like I would be in that scenario. This nigga, I hate being around this type of person in the streets.
I mean, probably because you're non-black.
Yeah,
probably got a shorter
I'm
leash.
approaching this as a non-black person.
But in general, I don't think people mind. Like if anywhere, like yeah, talk to me there.
Okay.
We can have
In
a,
the streets, yeah, I can see how we could have like a foolish conversation, then
Yeah,
it
you
can
angry.
turn civilized. Yeah, I get
you
you.
just want to yell at me.
But
or
if you do
something?
that at work, yeah, it's a different. Like, 'cause you definitely fucking with my like how my grandfather calls it, my spoon. Like
Your
the
spoon?
shit. Yeah.
What that mean?
He calls your job your spoon because that's what feeds you.
That's funny.
You fucking with my spoon now, man.
So, great black culture question. I'm definitely glad that we went to that early because I'm gonna keep it real with y'all listeners. We ain't really got much to talk about today.
We got everything to talk about today. Look, bring it up. Hey, yo, Nick Cannon, he dying out here.
Right, we got a lot of honorable mentions, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I want to bring this up just because like I mentioned this a few times. Like, I just don't really like talking about people in general. But Nick Cannon got like hella twins, and I got twins in my family, and like it kind of resonates, but it's not even what I want to talk about. It's just the fact that like he going ham right before he dies. This is a real life. If you were to die tomorrow, question being brought to life, and if you had money, would you not fuck like he is?
Well, before we answer that, let's just give some backstory. Nick Cannon probably has his fourth set of twins. I've really lost count. He probably got like 4 either announced or like have come out so far in the past year. And it just keeps happening like back to back to back to back. He recently, or a clip got released recently of him saying that he has like several blood clots, like 2 in his heart, 1 in his lung. His doctors keep telling him that he was been supposed to die. They don't know how he's still alive, yada yada. So a lot of people have just been putting it together like he think that he's gonna die prematurely, so he just out here having hella kids.
Right, and his manager told him he's set up as the lead for Cheaper by the Dozen 3, so he's setting himself up.
That was a good one. Did this person? Did anybody actually say that?
Nah, I don't
Okay.
think. I don't think.
That was a good one.
I don't even
That
think
was
I've
a good
seen
one.
that. I don't even think I've seen that as a comment.
Okay. So now with that being said, what was your question?
I was just
Would we
wondering,
do the same thing?
If you had money, why would you not go out there and fuck like he is? You know?
Honestly, if I had money, it wouldn't even matter if I was dying. I would just have hella kids just because.
Right.
I wouldn't mind. I
See,
know a
it's
lot of
just
people like to argue.
I actually lost my dad like at a young age, and that shit's fucked up. Like like growing up without a dad or losing a dad, it's a different lifestyle. Like I know I would have been a different person if I grew up around my dad. Luckily, I didn't though. It's like
And this is an interesting conversation because Green feels like his life ain't no different with or without his dad. He would have been who he is. And so now that makes me feel like a lot of people like to make the argument, if you're not going to be in your kid's life, you shouldn't have them. But,
right.
I bet they're still alive because of me. So I did my part.
and-
And I got money. So they're not going to be poor.
But to that point is like that's why I wouldn't have those kids if I'm not gonna be in their life, because I'd want to be in these kids' lives.
That makes me think that you regret your life then. Would you rather have not had life or not had a father in your life?
No, I'm glad that I didn't have him in my life. I've already said thank God. Yeah, no, but me, I actually want to be in their lives. Like, and if I have to be a single dad, like to be like my mom, I'd be down for that too.
So if you were dying, you wouldn't try to have kids? Leave a
No,
legacy?
I would live my life.
You wouldn't?
My life is ending, not theirs. Theirs hasn't even started.
Anybody else?
I mean, y'all were really like responsible about this answer. Like, y'all needed money. Like, with or without money, I would be having kids.
I'm gonna
It
say
sounds
it.
irresponsible,
That's
but
saying-
fuck
Just
it.
to carry
What
on
are
the
you talking
legacy and like your genes, like why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Y'all don't.
like,
Y'all,
the world
you know,
needs more of my DNA,
you
bro.
know my dad's story. Y'all don't know his story. He don't deserve his legacy to be carried on.
I mean, there are people like that out there, but I'm saying for me, I like the world needs more of my fucking DNA.
So this is a couple things for y'all. I don't think you should be having hella kids if you ain't got money. That's nah. I think that's irresponsible because now you just
I hear you.
making shit hard for your kids.
I hear you.
Understandable.
I'm gonna
On
pick
your
responsible
shit, though.
women. I'm not
Your
picking
shit,
broke
Carlos.
women.
It's like he doesn't deserve a legacy. That's like saying you don't deserve to live. You know what I mean? Because you are his legacy. Even if you change your name or something like
my
that,
sister still exists. I don't have to be the one to continue that.
you are the one though. You don't have to be. You are like your existence is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so by you saying like he doesn't get to have a legacy, I think you get to improve the legacy of your name. I don't know.
I mean, I get
That'd
what
be a
you're.
better way to
I
think of it,
get
I
what you're
think.
saying, and I'm not here trying to like worsen it or better his legacy. I don't like. I just want my own legacy to be part of my own, and him just ended at him, like, because I grew up being told I am my dad, and I don't want that anymore. I want me to be me, and that's what I've been coming to terms with, and I recognize that now. That's why his legacy could just end with him. And with that being said, that could change my response on like, yeah, I guess I could have a kid, which coming to that realization did help me with the idea. I would rather I want a kid now. I didn't want a kid before. I thank you for that. But I definitely want a kid now compared to like a few years ago. And that has somewhat to do with me realizing I am not my dad.
Teasing
Not
just
everything.
all dads matter. All dads do not matter.
I think they do though. Honestly, dog, you can't have you without them. There is no life without dads, dog. And I mean, it may be because I grew up in a community where dads not being there was normal. It probably worsens your life quality of life to some degree, but nigga, that don't mean your life is over. Like, and let's say Carlos, for example, he hated his dad. His dad was trash. Nigga, that doesn't mean that your life isn't worth living and being great. That doesn't prohibit
agree
you
with
from
that.
having a great life.
Yeah.
Like, that nigga's trash, but that doesn't stop you from being great.
Yeah.
You got the opportunity every day to be great. Even despite him being trash. Like,
Right, right.
I
I
think
agree
I
with
think
that.
that's why all dads matter. Like, even if he not present, nigga, he got you there. Couldn't do it without him.
They matter, but you got to draw the line and say not all dads are good.
Oh, definitely that. That's true.
I mean,
And that's
you
my
could
angle.
make the same argument for moms too.
Yeah, but that's my angle with him when he's like, "Oh, I feel like I did better without my dad." It's like based on the way that people describe him. I had a lot more freedom to be me and to have control and grow into me without him being there. So my argument was if you put him in that equation and he's still the man that people describe him as, I don't know if I get the opportunity to grow into being as responsible and thoughtful as I am, having to do that in his absence if he's there. So for some people are like, well, he would have taught you this or taught you that. One, you don't know that. There's no guarantee that he would have taught me the right things. And there's no guarantee that I still would have grew up to be as independent as I was at such a young age with his presence there. So for me, I was like, I felt like I learned a whole lot more in his absence. And I value that.
I think that speaks leagues on how you were raised with your mom.
That part too, and I give her a lot of credit.
So you saying your mom or dad gave you the independence, or is it both?
So my mom gave it to me, but
The absence of his dad reinforced it.
yeah, it almost became necessary for her to give it to me. It was like, you're a kid, so I really don't want to give it to you, but at the same time, the type of kid that you show me that you are, I'm gonna take a chance and give it to you and see what you do with that power. And I always give him that talk too. Is like, if you want the power, you got to show people that when they give it to you, you're gonna do right with it. Like, you're not gonna fuck it up. So then after the first time, it was like, okay, I can trust you. And then it keeps going and it keeps rolling. And then all of a sudden, you got more power and flexibility and influence than you would have had if there were really just two strong adults in the way.
Do you approach a lot of do you approach everyone that way or just people you know?
What?
Like I guess trusting them initially. It's like some people approach things like I don't trust them until they show me that I can trust them, versus other people who trust people until they show them that they can't trust them.
Okay, if I'm being honest, I don't really trust people when I first meet them, and so I don't put them in a position to negatively impact me. But I will listen and watch how you behave, and that will then tell me if I can trust you. Because for me, the way a person thinks and approaches things is not really different. Like people have an MO, so you can kind of tell a person's nature and their MO by watching them in various situations. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I'll make the assumption that I can trust you in certain situations. Even it's still an assumption. I could be wrong, obviously, but so no, I don't really just trust people off the bat. You got to show me something for me to even want to actually trust you.
How much trust do you give them?
Like on a scale of 1 to 100, like
I mean, you ain't got to put it on a 1 to 10 scale, like, but just how would you describe the amount of trust that you give them? Like, I trust you as far as I can see you, type shit.
Yeah, like I want to talk to some people around you. Like it's a whole interview process, bro. It's like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 3. 3, because off the rip, I don't have any, negative reports on you. I don't know if you do anything shady, so I don't assume you're a shady person. But I watch how you talk about people and how you describe certain situations, and then from there I'll be like, oh nah, and then from there it goes down or up. But it starts at about a 3 on a scale of 1 to 10.
No, I definitely understand that.
Yeah, no, you definitely gotta give people the benefit of the doubt, like, and then when they really show their true colors, that's how you know, like. But I don't like to assume anything. Like I really like to see like how you carry yourself and like just to see how you act around other people as well. Like that gives you like a good idea like who somebody really is.
See, I like going into it with almost full trust.
Why?
Just for like what Dev was saying, like
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, given the benefit of the doubt and to try to see their real character. I feel like if I go in untrusting and try to like wiggle my way or wiggle them into a sort of trusting position where I feel comfortable, it's like I'm giving them the chance to view how I am, view how they can manipulate me and things like that. Whereas if I'm completely trusting them with something, I don't know, I guess I'm thinking of a task or something like that. I don't think I would actually trust them entirely if it's with something that I have to, I guess, talk about. But if it's like a task, I'll entrust someone I don't really know.
I think I'm trusting. I think most people are generally trusting, but they think that or at least I'm going to say northern people and people that I know. They know that if an opportunity to get finessed arises, that person very well may take it.
Yeah.
But I think everybody kind of goes with that assumption, like you're trustworthy until you get an opportunity not to be. I guess that makes you not trustworthy. But I'll trust you until you get an opportunity not to be, and you show me that you're not gonna try and finesse me first chance you get.
Like I was in a work situation, and I was standing outside. Like I was working at Target. I was standing outside, and one of my coworkers pulled up, and they didn't want to go in the store, so they handed me like $700, and I'm like 19. He's handed me $700, like, yo, go take this in the store and find such and such, and give her the $700. And when they gave me the money, I looked at them like, you giving me $700? Like, I trust me, but I immediately put myself in their situation.
Right.
There was nobody in that fucking store that I would have pulled up and just gave $700 and trusted them to deliver
no way.
money.
No way, Jose.
$700?
Were they white or black?
Huh?
Were they white or black?
Had to be
White. They were white.
I wanted to say that before he answered.
Yeah.
That was so trusting.
That was so trusting. I'm like, I must be a good nigga. Oh, y'all really like me and shit. But I'm like,
You're like a stand-up guy.
I guess.
I feel like you would present yourself that as such.
I delivered the $700, but I was still surprised that they trusted me.
Damn, you ain't even get a little tip for yourself?
Hell no. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I found like some money in the bathroom before they gave me a tip. And I found a dude business cell phone. He gave me like $200. He said, bro, you don't know how much money is on this phone. That's what I said. So
nice.
I gotta say, the reason I asked you earlier about that trust thing is because you approach Dev differently than you do strangers. Like you want to get, or you approach, from my listening, it seems like you approach people you know in a more trusting manner. Like you're willing to trust them more, obviously. versus a stranger.
Doesn't everybody do that?
I mean, yeah, but like in terms of like showing someone or like showing how much trust you can have in someone, or seeing how much trust seeing how much trust you can have in someone, including your family. It's like if you want that power, you got to show me you can do right by it, with it. Like let you borrow my car, that kind of shit. Show me that you can do right. Don't crash it. Don't do anything stupid. Obviously, bonus points if you bring it back a little bit more gas than it had. Whatever. But then it's just like if you fuck it up, then I know not to do that. But then like with a stranger, would you actually let them borrow your car? It's harder to say. Yeah. I guess I don't know where I was going with it anymore.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So, Green said earlier that I'm a all dads matter kind of guy. I'm curious, when people ask y'all just like about general daddy issues, I'm going to assume y'all don't give advice like me, like, yo, that's your dad. You should just, appreciate him and, try to make it work as best you can. I'm curious, what type of advice do y'all give? Like, if that nigga ain't doing right by you, then fuck him. Straight. Is it? That's a weird question, I know, but I'm just curious. Like, what do y'all tell people?
I get you.
Because it's always simple for me.
Because of how I grew up, is like more so is like, I mean, he ain't a shit dad at all. Like,
Trae Young got 45, 46.
But yeah, shit. I when people ask me like if they got daddy issues and I talk to them, it's like, man, mama's really the only person you need. That's it.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah, I wish you said that.
Go for it.
Hello, podcast. We're listening to the sultry sounds of Carlos Gonzalez having a silent shower, having silent shower thoughts out loud. Did you know that you have access to a larger variety of foods and entertainment than any king did hundreds of years ago? If you trip, fall, and survive, you've basically survived colliding with the planet.
I don't get that one.
You just hit the Earth, the entire Earth, and you survived. Harry Potter is technically a high school dropout. What? Why technically? Because he never went to high school, right? Like, or I think he started, but he didn't finish.
These shower thoughts are questionable.
After the Titanic has completely disappeared, conspiracies will be made claiming the ship never even existed. If a vampire got a back tattoo, they would never be able to see it. If you lose a battle with cancer, you're considered brave and heroic. If you lose a battle with depression, you're considered weak and a loser. That sucks.
Such is life.
Yeah, right? Who's the judge of that? When a car stops to let you cross in front of it, you're trusting a random stranger with your life.
This nigga named his kids the wildest shit. Zion Mixolydian Cannon and Zillion Air Cannon. Somebody said the Mixolydian shit look like Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. Alright, we back. Thank you. Welcome back.
Alright, we back.
So just to close out this Nick Cannon thing, he named his kids Zion Mixolydian Cannon and Zillion Air Cannon. That's all I have to say about that.
He could have named the kid Bazooka. He has a lot of them. He could have sacrificed one of them
Bazooka Cannon.
Bazooka Cannon, or like I don't know, something with cannon, like
The Cannon, or you could have just named it DJ.
I guess.
No, DJ.
Yeah, no, I get you, but I'm just saying, it's like there's a lot of missed opportunities with last names out there, and people should take advantage of it.
Indeed.
But you're not one of those people who would.
I definitely will not. I think people who name their kids like funny names like that, they make their kid a joke. Like I don't like when people's name rhyme either. I don't like that shit.
There's a guy at my job named Hawk Hammer.
What?
See, that's the shit I'm talking about. How are we supposed to take that guy
is that?
serious?
His name is Hawk Hammer.
All he can do with his life is become a fucking
And
bounty
last
hunter.
name Hammer. Look, check it. I'm not full black. Hell, you know, I'm not even black. But Hawk Hammer don't sound bad. Like it's actually kind of cool name. Like if you're white, I'm not white. If you're white, that's a cool name.
No, it's not.
You're not white.
That name is not cool. Bro.
Hawk Hammer.
Hawk Hammer.
That sounds like a code name, bruh.
It sounds like a bounty hunter. That's all he could be. Or a hawk
So what
trainer.
the fuck is wrong with a bounty hunter name? That's cool.
Not as a real name, bro. Like that's your entertainment name.
Yeah, that's not like a wrestling move, like a finisher. Like, Hawk Hammer.
And then you can still have a nickname. People don't call you Nicholas.
If my name was Hawk Hammer, would I really even need a nickname?
No,
That name
they're
is a joke.
They are gifting you a nickname.
Hawk Hammer, Double H.
Like what kind of you had to come up with Teasy that sounds nothing like Nicholas. He could literally
It's a play off my last name. Go ahead, make your point about this weak-ass nigga name.
got his whole name to play with. He could just be called Hawk. Imagine just calling your homie Hawk.
That is his name. That's not a nickname. That's his name. That's
Exactly.
his birth certificate.
He don't need the nickname.
That's not respectable. If that's your man's, then that's your man's. But nah, he can't. He ain't walking in my cipher with a name like that. Hawk Hammer.
Hawk Hammer.
Hell nah.
He's not gonna be introducing himself as Hawk Hammer.
What does he go by?
Hawk.
Hawk. We just call him Hawk Hammer.
And that's
Straight
dope. And that's dope. The last name's on. I guess to you guys it makes it sound unfortunate, but nah, Hawk is a cool name, yo.
So Green got to ask the cast for us this week.
Ask the cast.
Ask the cast.
The kid.
By the way, we're still waiting for people to give us their entries for our different drops. We are welcoming all drops.
Send them to anothermillennialpod@gmail.com.
Or DM us at Another Millennial Pod on the IG.
All right. So a very millennial question. In this day and age, do you guys want to get married? And so I guess the overall question is, for our generation and the Generation Z's, is marriage still relevant? And so is it still relevant? Do you want to get married, and why?
I guess I could go first. I think it is still relevant, not because I think it's relevant, but because a lot of people still do. I personally don't think that I care if I end up being married at the end of my life or not. But because people do care, and if I happen to meet the love of my life and she wants to get married, then yeah, I mean, why not? It's just marriage.
Right, just married.
If she's the love of my life, she's gonna understand that it's just marriage to me. Like, the only reason we're doing this at this point is cheaper taxes. Like, we love each other. We don't need this. But whatever. You still want to get married. You still want to make a show for your family. I guess my family want the show too. So for that very reason, you know, my family's not millennial, and they are still alive, and that's why it's still, I guess, partially relevant.
It sounds like you're indifferent to it.
For me, I guess I don't care, but I know it exists, and I recognize its value.
So I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Because I mean, you've definitely mentioned that you do it if she wants. You don't really care though. You know that your family wants the spectacle. You don't really care. I'm just curious, like, So you just don't care about it at all. You don't have any thoughts on like personally on marriage at all. Just
I think
do it
it's
if you think
easy for
warm,
me to
but-
say that just because I'm not with anyone right now. But if I feel like if I was with someone, it might be a little different. But overall, I don't see myself actually proposing.
Why not?
I guess because I'm not with anyone. But if
Do you see your life in that way? Like when you look into the future, 10 years, do you
not
see yourself
really
with a special woman?
I mean I think I might owe that to like my family. It's like my mom's not married. I wish, you know, me and my sisters, we always like, Mom, you should get married, you know, but it's her life, you know. She doesn't feel like it's that kind of life for her right now, I guess.
But you, again, you keep talking about everybody
Yeah,
but you.
I guess. Yeah, no, but I mean, that for that very reason, I guess I'm okay with not being married.
So it's
And
not
just to
something
add the
that you
stat in
actively
between here, only 44% of millennials between the ages of 23 and 38 are married.
44.
Only 44% of millennials are married. And they're saying their estimates 25% will never be married, and that is like an all-time high as far as people that's the prediction. But as of right now, only 44% of millennials are married.
What about the Gen Y? I think that's.
Them young folks. I
Aren't
thought
we
were
Gen Y?
Yeah, we
Oh
Y.
yeah, we
our,
Y.
Our cool name is the millennials.
I guess Gen X.
The one before us.
Yeah. What's the percentage of their marriages and divorces?
I'll give it.
By the way,
Yeah.
listeners, 100% of divorces always started because of a marriage. Don't do it.
Mhm.
I read somewhere once that you shouldn't feel sad when people get divorced because no happy marriage ends in divorce.
Right.
So they were obviously unhappy and they're doing it for themselves.
And it's you can't just get a divorce one-sidedly. It has to be agreed upon.
All right.
By both parties.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer the marriage question, by the way,
Mhm.
I still think it's beneficial. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's like necessary. I think people have added a lot of shit to it nowadays. The connotations of it is a little different, but I think it's still valuable. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it, but if you find somebody that you really do want to build with, you know, the government really does encourage you to do it. It is more benefits to being married than not. Single people actually pay the most in taxes, which is unfair, but you know, whatevs. Such is the case.
Very, very unfair.
I was actually thinking though, for real, on the way here today, like if I were to like have a kid with somebody and like maybe me and the baby moms get married, maybe we don't. Like what if we just stay together for mad long but never get married and like our kid asked us about it? I would like really be comfortable explaining like, yo, we just don't believe in like everything that marriage stands for. We love each other, yada yada. We still together, we kick it, but we just don't want to get married. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a kid would probably want to know why. You know, if they see like y'all good, even if y'all live together or not, why aren't y'all married? Whatevs. Who cares?
Mhm.
But if you explain to a kid early, like, you know, that's not the end all be all to relationships.
This kind of brings me back to your comment earlier about how women really can't stand each other. I just feel like
That's why they want to get married so bad.
yes, because I feel like it's possible to find a woman who will. It's very easily. It's easy to find a woman who would agree with these ideas. Where marriage is not all the way possible, our love is all we need, yada yada, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you put them around another bitch, and the pressure of one woman, you know, hey, when are you getting married? That kind of stuff. I could see that giving them mixed feelings about they don't need to be married anymore. I mean, about not needing to be married versus actually needing it now.
So I don't know if I agree with that because I only don't agree with the part that women probably like would be comfortable not getting married. Like before their girlfriend get in their ear and start asking them those type of questions, I do think women do typically want to get married. You know what I mean? I think that is.
I
like,
agree.
a
Yeah, I
growing up
agree
role
with
for
that.
them.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a lot easier than I'm imagining it to find a woman who actually agrees with those. Like, you know, like we don't need to get married. Like I think there's a significant amount of them. Like I don't think it's like they're 1 in 20. I would think it's a little bit more or something like that.
I feel as though I think marriage in my generation it means something else. Like I feel as though a lot of females do it just because it's kind of like a competitive thing with other females. Like, oh, my dude does this. Oh, my guy does this, and it's like that. Like, I think that's like kind of like the standard. Like people want that so bad, and they see stuff on the internet too, that they kind of force it. Like for a while, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm still young, but sometimes I used to feel as though like having a kid with somebody, like how some of my friends are 18, 19, have a kid with somebody, like it just makes me think like how people don't think long term or like you gotta be with that person for like and consult with that person about the baby like forever, like until that baby is like gone or something. So to me, I never feel like I could give my all to somebody. Like I said, maybe it's because I'm young, but I just don't like the idea of that because you just never know how people really be thinking sometimes.
You know what I'm interested to know? How many single people, obviously they're single, people with no kids get married? I don't know if this is correct in my assumption at all, but I do kind of feel like people with kids are the ones more inclined to get married nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
I think particularly for our generation.
You say nowadays, but I think it was more prevalent before our generation.
You think so?
Yeah, because like it was highly frowned upon to be in a family with someone and then you're not married. Yeah, that definitely did not bode over well with a lot of families in our previous generations.
Yeah, I think single moms and just maybe not single dads, but just dads in general who not with the mom, I think they're always more willing to get married than single, no kids people. I don't know. I think they just got more to worry about. Like they got to be an example and they want to have stability for their kids and shit like that. Whereas single people, or again, just no kids people, we're like, it's just me, bruh. If I don't really like fuck with you, I really don't have to do this.
Do you think men are obviously anybody with a kid with someone else is more inclined to be married that other person, but considering how difficult it is to raise a child alone for a woman, and then considerably even harder for a man, for that very reason, I would think it would, I guess, push us to marry just so we can have that kind of help. I think a lot of men also thrive in an environment where they can be a provider as opposed to a caretaker, or they would prefer it. And so like they look for the marriage, especially when there's a kid.
If I were a dad, I would definitely want to like have a wife and like a mother figure for my kid, like just to help. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot. It's a lot when I'm by myself. Like so now if I got a kid and I got to worry about feeding them and clothing them, and if it's a girl doing her hair and worrying about shit like that with them. Yeah, man, for sure. I definitely want a partner. And I'd probably be more willing to or more open to the type of partner I'd accept as well.
Do you think we would be less inclined to do so if raising a child as a man was similar to raising a child as a woman alone?
What's the difference?
Well, I mean,
like we don't usually have custody?
Well, yeah, we usually don't have the custody, but at the same time, women get there's a lot of help for single moms. But like single dads is a little bit less resourceful out there for you.
I don't know. I don't see it that way. You know what I mean? I feel like if you got a kid and you really there for your kid and you're responsible for your kid, then you probably welcome help from the right person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you might not even do it so much for love, but just for like a good fit, like just comfortability and stability. Like I don't particularly love or I don't like this person a great deal, but you know they cool and they'll be a good wife and mother. So why the fuck not?
I'm so scared of that. Like, what if I find a good wife, lover, woman, but she's a terrible mom? Like I would hate that.
What's the definition of a terrible mom? That could be fixed just by experience, reading books.
I don't know. I never thought about it, but I think if you're a terrible parent, it's got to be just because you don't want to be better. You know what I mean? Like you can be like unknowledgeable. You can like be inexperienced.
Hell, you can even struggle providing But
if you want to be great, you gonna make some shit happen.
yeah,
Even if it's not financially, you gonna like make your kid feel confident and like heard, and be there for him and give him good advice and shit like that. But if you don't just have a want to do that and that's not super important to you, nah, dog, you ain't never gonna be a great parent. That's the only thing that I think really separates great parents from non-great parents, just a want to be one. Like some people just want to be, I just want to make sure that they eat and they got a place to sleep. And some people like, I really want to raise a great human. You know what I'm saying? Just how you want to look at it. What's your shit, Green?
Well,
To answer the
marriage.
question about marriage.
Oh, I mean, I'm
Is it pointless?
Peer pressure, huh?
I said, is it pointless?
it's the peer pressure.
No, I kind of agree with some of the points that were already mentioned. I think it's just good for kids, good structure for children. Because if I wasn't planning on having kids, I wouldn't get married. I don't see the point for single people to be married.
There are some families out there, or not. I guess you can't. Can you call them families if they're only married and no kids?
No, I know that they're out there. I don't understand them.
Yeah,
But I know that they're there. Yeah. For me,
I think one of my exes, she wanted to travel, and so like I guess they got married like while traveling, and then just that's what they're doing. They're just traveling and being married
Okay.
What did they get married for?
to travel together.
They didn't need to do that to get like
They
didn't
did,
need to
yeah, they
get married
didn't.
to
They
get.
didn't, but I guess they saw each other as forever couple, I guess, and it's like there's just no reason besides I'm doing this with my forever partner.
Question then. Are those two things related? Them traveling and them being married, or is it just
No,
they wanted to travel, they wanted to be married? And
I think they just
happened to happen at the same time.
I think I really don't know. I can't
Okay.
answer for them.
Because when you said it, I'm like, oh, maybe there's like some insurance benefits or something like
Probably.
that. If I get sick overseas, like I want to make sure that you good and I got good benefits.
That's
but
actually
I can't add
very
you into
smart. Yeah.
I think it sucks that the main benefits of marriage is taxes and insurance.
Yeah.
Because what else is there? Because the companionship, we don't need a ring for that.
You're literally now in the same relationship, just on a harder level.
If I don't have a will, then and you're not married to me, then you don't really matter. But if I do have a will, I can still leave you everything, even if we're not married.
Exactly.
So. And like probate and shit like that. Like again, it's just the legal shit.
Right. And if you're not married and you leave a will, I feel like that matters more. Like
What matters more? What you mean?
The fact that we're not married, I didn't have to leave you shit, and I still left you all this shit.
No, that's very true. Like from an endearing, like how much you mean to me. But if there's no will and we're not married, your partner ain't getting shit. Or they gonna have to fight through probate and the rest of your family for it, and that's always messy. But yeah, it just sucks that marriage, like the main benefit of it is tax, insurance, and making your lady happy.
Yep. And I think people
you're
realize
agreeing
how
to a ball and
superficial it
chain.
is. Because at first, like in my 20s, I used to hear a lot of women say, oh, I would never have kids until I'm married. And now that I'm in my 30s, I hear a lot of women saying, I'm willing to have a kid and get married later.
That's how I always felt, bro. And I always felt like, well, women always made it seem like I was a weirdo for that. But it's like, nah, man, I have a kid before I like marry somebody.
women,
yeah.
like, change real quick.
You share everything, right? Like
What?
when you married, it's like everything is like shared like between both of y'all.
Right? You do that in a regular relationship that gets serious.
Yeah.
And you're not legally bound to them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, yeah, especially when the clinginess starts.
Hold on. We shitting on marriage. Let me think of some real benefits here. Because I would like to be married, but why do I want to be married?
You get to wear the ice. The bands.
Why do I
Right. And
want
that's why I
to
asked,
be
why do
married?
you want to? See, for me, like I said, peer pressure. In my case, the person that I'm currently with, her parents are married, her sisters are married. So there's going to be that pressure there with her to get married eventually.
Notice how
But
he didn't say brothers are married.
Nope. They're always competing with the other girls and the other women. But at the same time, she's
And
open to having kids before marriage. But that might be just a 30s thing.
I feel like if she wasn't pressured, she would be okay with never getting married. Like, she seems that kind of cool.
Probably. I mean, my mom pressuring me to get married too. My mom's married twice now. So I got some pressure that I don't really care about, but there's pressure.
And that's why I really don't feel any pressure. Because my mom doesn't even feel pressure for her to get married.
You get free gifts if you get married.
Move into a nice house. Yo, this is my housewarming party.
You get an incredible
You get the
amount
exact
of
same
debt.
gifts.
You get debt from a wedding.
You get debt from a wedding
You can do a honeymoon, which is just an extravagant vacation anytime, anywhere.
that you can do whenever. Well, you can't really do it if you got kids, but
There are no benefits.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to stay away from the like cliche Disney love reasons, but honestly, that's the main thing for me. Like, if I really find somebody that I really, really, really do want to be with, I would like to like let her know with that commitment. Like, nah, bitch,
And that's
this
what I
me
was
and you
about to
forever.
say. It's just a sign to women that you're not gonna leave.
Yeah.
and I really think the benefits differ depending on who you ask. It's like your partner versus my partner could be very different, you know, like at the end. And so it's like the benefits that I have with mine could be very different.
But none of it is about marriage. This is about your partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, marriage is pointless.
Most people who I get to answer that honestly, women, it's usually like self-centered ego. It's like, this is just proof that I'm the one.
Yeah. I
And that's
mean,
it.
the
They just like
entire
knowing that.
the entire construct of marriage is definitely women biased.
To try to not shit on it, and I guess it keeps it women biased. One of the only weddings that I have been a part of was my sister's, and it was when she married. You know, she's with I love you, Kay. Man, I hope we get you out of this relationship. If
Oh,
anything.
It's not where I expected you to go.
Nah, yeah. We all love Kay. So yeah, I mean, lesbians in general or gay people in general, like, that's a right that they didn't have, and I could see how it's much more important to them, which I don't think y'all should be placing that kind of importance on something this pointless, because like you're literally just chaining yourself to someone
Yeah, like you
for
said.
tax and insurance reasons.
Not to shit on it. I mean, because guys have to take the initiative to propose and initiate the marriage to begin with. So then guys that I know do say like, well, she's a really good girl. She really, supports me or makes me better. So I don't want to make it seem like it's just women and, oh, I'm the one. When guys do find a woman that they genuinely feel like understands them or makes them better, that's rare in life. So a lot of guys will do it.
Right.
for that
And
genuine reason.
as guys, like, we really shit on our homies as on like a joke shit, but
Yeah.
when they really find that one bitch they fucking with, as your homie, you happy for him.
And that's
You
what I
happy
had to
for
say.
him.
My boy called me the other day, and I never thought he was the marriage type. And he was like, "Man, she just understand me. She get me. Yeah, you know me. I'm fucked up. I got my ways, but she tolerated and deal with me, bruh. Man, I'm about to go buy that ring, bruh." Like, he was dead ass serious. Like, dead ass. Now he's saving money to go get that ring just because it's like, for him, grown man, tough guy, all that shit. He was like, but she different. Like, I could see her around my family, and I'm cool with that, and how she support me. I love it. Like, he was saying words I ain't never heard him say.
Okay. Well, I wanted
That's
to try
dope.
to make an argument for him.
That's dope.
So, I guess another benefit to marriage was it's kind of shaky, but I'm gonna say it anyways. You really make them officially part of your family. You know what I mean? Like, they can be family without that marriage certificate, but it's official when that happens. That's a benefit.
Yeah, it is kind of different. Like, you have a kid with the girl, and then it's like, okay, the kid is definitely family. The girl, if y'all ever break up, the family is definitely gonna love the kid, but the girl is different. But like,
Right.
yeah.
Because I wanted to ask you with your boy, like, he loved her, he found her, she's special. Why marry her? Why not just be with her forever?
Yeah, why ruin it?
Why? You know what I mean?
But don't women always want more?
Because
Yeah.
that's the answer I
Yeah, you're
assumed
right.
we were
I
gonna
think
get.
it is.
Because they're always around other women.
He feel like his woman deserves it, and that's what she wants.
Yeah, and that's
so.
what she wants. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I mean, that's what it's always gonna go back to. It's for the women. It's for the women. We benefit from it, but we don't need it.
Yeah.
Women don't really need it anyways, except the fact that they want it so much that they need it.
Also, gentlemen who don't play the dating game too often, they're locking down forever pussy.
I mean, that is very true. I had not thought about it that way. I had not thought about it that way at all.
Like that you can't say it's guaranteed because there's a lot of like sexless marriages too.
Yeah, that's another difficult part
Yeah.
about this conversation, dog. Like,
Man, there's so many
marriages, a lot of
there's so
marriages
many-
suck.
Yeah, so many points against it, man.
And just because you married don't mean that you really got a lifelong commitment, a lifelong partner, a good relationship. It don't mean none of that. It don't mean that you got a great person to raise a family with. It really just means y'all committed to each other, and like on paper.
Locked in.
I think we kind of need the extremeness of Hotep.
God, we do need it. We do need this right now, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like she might have some better reasons to get married.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Cause I'm drawing blanks, bro. I'm drawing.
Or
straight-
maybe-
and I'm trying. I'm really trying. To
Yeah.
think.
Like it's like we really like this room hates marriage.
We're not in tune with the right energy, man. We,
But just
we
that-
vibrating too low.
The idea of just being tied down, it's like I don't know.
Or we vibrating just right, finally, and the rest of the world been wrong the whole time.
We seeing the bullshit in society for what it
Mhm.
is.
Right.
Do y'all know any men that
Calling
are
it
happily
out.
married?
Gucci. Is it
You don't
Gucci?
know him personally.
Nah.
I guess my friends, but I don't know. You know,
Every man,
like
Word.
like they
they
like
be like, yo, bro.
any
don't
man who
rush.
is happily married is definitely unhappy at some point throughout the day. Like they have to look for happiness.
But that doesn't mean they're not ultimately happy.
right.
You know
They're
what I
like
mean?
ultimately
like overall, are they like happy that they've gotten married and they feel like they made the right decision
Yeah.
and they're content,
yeah.
or do they just feel like
Yeah, I mean, from my friends,
suckered into this?
from my friends, yeah, they all feel that way. Yeah, that's
People tell me to do it. They just tell me don't rush into it.
That's what every married person and person with a kid always tell me.
Yeah, do it.
Hey
but
man,
don't
take
rush
your
into
time,
it.
bro. Take your
Yeah.
time. Ain't no rush. Ain't no rush. You got the rest of your life, man.
Yeah, no. My one friend that I used to work with at Walmart, he just told me he got engaged with his girl, and we only 20, like 20 years old.
Nah,
I'm
that was a
gonna
bad
start
decision.
telling people I'm 40, seeing what kind of advice I get. Cause like I'm tired of people telling me take your time. You got a lot of time. I got a lot of time, but later on, like 10 years, you're not gonna be giving me that same advice. So I want that advice right now.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. Any nigga that's 20 getting married is making a bad decision. That's craziness.
But it's like you can't say that. You just gotta be. You gotta be supportive. You gotta let people make their own decisions at the end of the day. 'Cause you
Nah,
can
if
tell
that's your
somebody
man's,
something.
and you can't tell him it's a bad decision, but you gotta ask him some probing questions. Like, are you sure about this? Why you doing this?
People are their own people, though. They're their own person. They make their own decisions. I can't dictate how they feel. If they feel that they're ready
Right.
for that,
You don't know
then
what's
you
in that
gotta let
boy's
them do
soul.
that.
Nah, bruh.
I can plant a
Nah,
seed,
bruh.
be like, I feel like that's a big decision. But if you feel like you ready for that,
Now you being a home wrecker.
Ain't no.
I'm just
Mind your business.
It's more to it. It's more to it than just, you know what I'm saying?
Don't no 20-year-old know themselves enough or know what they need in a person well enough to make a lifelong commitment like that. It's no way. It's no way. You're never gonna convince me.
Didn't people back then do it?
And they seemed very unhappy, bro. They seemed like divorce rates went up in like the 60s and 70s because it became more acceptable to get divorces, not because they were less happy than they were previously. Like niggas used to beat on their wives because they was unhappy and shit, bro.
You ever
Like
heard?
none of this shit makes sense.
You ever heard of the phrase rule of thumb?
No.
Rule of thumb is a fucked up phrase, yo. That was the rule of thumb is what they used back. I want to say the 30s and the 40s. If what you're beating your woman with is thicker than your thumb, then it's bad. But if it's not thicker than your thumb, then it was okay to beat her. That's where rule of thumb
And
came
you
from.
know what you got to beat her in? That white tank top, also known as a white
White
beater. That's fucked up, bruh. See, I thought
No
niggas
one
was
is
saying
happy,
white
yo.
beater. When I said white beater, I said, oh, I gotta boycott this shit.
No,
You
yo,
didn't
marriage
find
is
the name.
Nope,
Rough.
I ain't want to know that history. I don't want to know that history. That's some fucked up shit. Nah,
Like, where did that originate from?
nah.
Like, who just started that?
Now what is it? A A-top? A A-tank? What it called?
I thought it was a tank top.
shirt.
A-shirt?
It's not a tank top?
What the hell was that A-shirt?
Wife beater.
You couldn't just say a tank top?
I don't know, man. I'm still kind of stuck on the fact that none of us know anybody that's happily married. At least no men. Honestly, and I always think about that.
I
with
thought I was just
relationships.
saying, like, I think I
Oh,
know
yeah, you
two
said
of
your
my
homies.
two of my homies. And I'm trying to think of older men, like, that are not from my generation. So,
Not to be a naysayer,
I
but
got-
I know at least one of your homies is a newlywed still. So we got to get that time to breathe. He's only what, 2 years in, a year in.
Ah, yeah, probably, yeah. No, yeah.
I ain't trying to be no hater.
No, I get you. Yeah,
Peace and
no,
love.
no,
I hope
yeah,
y'all
obviously,
prosper,
yeah,
but
we definitely.
you
But
know, y'all still early in the game.
I guess I know my grandfather. My grandfather's actually been married as long as
ask your brother.
my mom. And like,
Now, Nick, I gotta ask you a question, right? Do you think our granddad is happy? Like,
Do I think my granddad is happy?
Now remember,
I
the
didn't
family
know-
gonna see this.
I don't mind.
hold up. I got my granddad that I was just speaking to him
Oh,
about.
yeah, go ahead.
And so it's like, because I could only think of people who were from my generation, but I realized my grandfather and my grandmother married. I really think my grandfather's happy, but not my grandmother. Like
They together, right?
They are
Okay,
together.
just making
Yeah,
sure,
they are
making sure.
together. But she is there out of more so. They are so old school that the woman can't leave type stuff. Like, yeah, that's, and you know they're old now, so it's like this is what they know. It's hard to leave that. But for my grandfather, he get a caretaker.
And it really doesn't make any sense for her to leave at this point. Like,
Yeah, it sucks.
you old, man.
It sucks.
Man, that does suck.
And yeah, like as somebody who loves both of them, I don't want to see them like split. But if I know my grandmother unhappy and like if she could be happier without him, I don't know if she would or wouldn't. But
It's complicated.
yeah, it's
When you been with somebody for so long.
right. They've been together for mad long.
I would say our mom is happily married. I think Mike would be happy too. They seem pretty happy
How long have they been married now?
so far. What's
Try
that,
to
3
avoid
years?
names if you don't want them bleeped.
What? 2 years.
How long?
Probably 2, because they got married when I lived here. So yeah, last year was COVID. So yeah, 2 years.
All right, yeah.
And
So
I
gotta
still don't
get
count that
time
either.
too.
I don't.
They
count
older
until
though,
after,
so
like,
that might be
5.
different.
Right,
Old
'cause
people
I
might
bet
be
you sold
knowing
a
like,
companion. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's somebody
Yeah,
there
that's
with
it.
them.
I agree with that. I don't know.
So I was just asking you.
to answer your earlier question though, I would guess that at this point in his life, I don't think he would really be happy with too many people because just from what he needs, like at this point in his life, you know, you really do need somebody to tell you no. I can't say though, like when they were younger, I would assume yes he was. Cause why the fuck did he marry her? Like you didn't have to do that, so I gotta assume he wanted it. He was happy, and then
Maybe it
They
was a
grew
different
old
time
together.
back then, and maybe you had to do it.
I don't know, man.
Like maybe the peer pressure was that bad back then that you really had to do it.
I really got no sympathy for a man that marries a woman and then, you know,
Isn't happy.
is unhappy before he married her and then decides to marry her.
What's
Like,
the
you're a fucking
acceptable
idiot.
like level of unhappiness? Because like my greatest fear is that I'm supposed to accept being unhappy to some extent in a relationship
For the
So
good of
like,
the relationship.
Right, the
Yeah,
whole
like,
happy
so-
wife, happy life shit again, man.
Man,
Yeah, I hear that too much. That's not.
because I'm like, am I supposed to just be unhappy
I
like
think
30% of the time? Is that an acceptable range? Like,
I think
can-
only you can answer that, right?
Like, aren't men supposed to just deal with it, like suck it up and just deal with it? And that's why the phrase
That's
comes
what's
from?
expected of us.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
But is that fair though?
But
Like,
we not
no, it's
suffering in
not.
we have our
silence
own
anymore.
feelings, like,
No, it's not fair. No,
Fuck
hell no.
that shit.
I'm just trying to have realistic expectations.
But then
like,
the
am I
moment we
supposed to be
start
unhappy
expressing
2 out of 7
ourselves, that's a
days?
problem.
I don't know, guys. I don't know, man. I think you should be overall happy. Like, I think, you know, life is kind of frustrating in general. So you're going to have your moments every day where, like, you just are kind of over it. But this person should always feel like this person add value to your life.
Mhm.
I think if it ever doesn't feel like that, then that happiness ain't, you know, it ain't high enough. That's how I would try to rate it.
And the person don't always have to add value, but if they
Don't they?
if overall they are adding value, like I guess good outweighing the bad type shit.
Oh, you meant always like 100% of the time.
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah,
always,
no,
always.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
they don't always have to. That's so unfair to expect of someone.
But sometimes it's one-sided. Like sometimes one person is doing way more than the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when
Yeah.
you shouldn't be marrying that person.
And that's when you gotta start analyzing the relationship. Should I still be here?
And
Because
as
of
as a man, we got the benefit of really get to decide if we want to get married or not. Like we get to ask. So if the bitch ain't adding enough value, don't ask her to marry you. That's straight up and down. All right.
Yeah. So we don't got no pop culture news.
Great discussion. Yeah, we got some honorable mentions we can run through real quick.
Did you know the dude that made like MC App? I don't know if it's what it's called. I'll have to show you. It's like a program that people get on their computer. The dude died in prison, a Spanish prison.
Oh, the guy who did the McAfee antivirus.
Yeah, that's what you said, McAfee. Yeah, I know.
Why is he in prison?
I don't know. I wanted that too. I was like, he died in.
I didn't look into it either, but yeah, he was definitely found dead.
Yeah, I was like, wow, from suicide. Yeah.
Damn. Well, shout out to that guy. Rest in peace. Rest in protection. All right. So in some other honorable mentions, Tessica Brown, the woman who went viral for using Gorilla Glue on her hair, she launched a new hair care line. I wish I knew the name. No, I don't, because I wouldn't know. I wouldn't shout it out. Yo, man, I'm going to have to look back because I swear I said that she was going to do this. Does anybody remember?
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, bro, she
Like,
got to
and I remember thinking, like, that would be genius. Like, you have to do that. After doing some stupid shit like that,
you got to
can't-
leverage your shit.
You cannot let that be your viral video.
The world was invested in her for too long for her not
Right.
to make something out of that. So shout out to her. I mean, I don't know if women are going to use it, but I hope she makes some money off of it. I remember when I was saying that, like, she really should do this. A lot of women were like, why would I buy something from her? And I can't argue that, but somebody is.
Yeah, no,
Somebody will.
There are definitely people out there who will, yeah.
A few people.
Let's see what else. Juneteenth was made into a federal holiday this past week. Shout out to Moneybag Joe, you know what I mean, coming through once again. What was her name? Opal Lee. Apparently she's considered like the grandmother of Juneteenth. She had been fighting since I want to say like the 80s to make it an official holiday. She was there when it was signed into action, and he gave her the pen.
That's dope.
Yeah, so shout out to her for actually being able to bring that into fruition.
Right, fighting, like you said, 80s? She's been doing this for 40 years?
Yeah, she's an old lady. She's like 96 now. And I seen some program that said like in 2016 she did a 300-mile walk for Juneteenth awareness, and she had to be like 89 at the time. Now I haven't looked up the details because I can't imagine that she herself walked 300 miles, but maybe she did. Who knows?
Maybe she took breaks.
Yeah. So
Man.
awareness was raised. Shout out to her,
Definitely.
Opal Lee. Shout out to Juneteenth. Once again, shout out to my job for giving me that day off. Oh yeah, and we went to a waterfall for Juneteenth. Was actually kind of chilling with white people, which was kind of weak, but that shit was fire.
Towards the end, we found our peeps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did right by the poop tube. That is
I
right.
hated that location, but
That is
I was definitely more comfortable there.
Another honorable mention: the Hawks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. As we're recording this, we just watched them win Game 1. Really just wanted to bring this up because Carlos is an Atlanta hater.
I'm just waiting on that L.
Who's your team?
He don't believe in sports.
I believe. I just don't like go hard for them like most. I guess most people do.
There's not a team that you just like to watch though. You think about like, oh, I'm about to watch them tonight.
Nah,
The Ecuadorian soccer team.
not even. I get their notifications like every other day, and I don't watch them. Shit. No, I don't have a team that I really want to sit down and watch.
Well, speaking of that, your other heritage, Mexico, they got banned or they got their
Segways home.
yeah, they got some sanctions for chanting "puta," which I thought just meant bitch.
Puto.
Oh, excuse me, puto. But I thought it just meant bitch, but apparently it's like a homophobic slur. So I probably shouldn't have said it myself.
Mhm.
My bad. I might bleep that. So apparently they were doing chants, and the world Cup
Puta
banned
is
like that
more
shit.
bitch than the other one. I mean, puta you don't really call. I guess you could call a gay dude puta, but it's just like it's still derogatory. You know,
Mhm.
it's like yeah.
And so their punishment is they do not get any fans in the stands. So boo-hoo.
For the next 2 games.
Oh, yeah, and it's only 2 games.
But those 2 games that they happen to have is like they don't have any other games besides the like games that are actually involved in some sort of cup.
Mm.
So like they have to play their home games with no fans in their stadiums for those 2 rounds.
Excuse me. So also the Olympics is heading right now. So we had a young breakout star, Sha'Carri Richardson.
Go.
So this is actually kind of interesting. So she's now considered America's fastest woman. Everybody keeps comparing her to FloJo. People, particularly in the black community, just seem to really love this young lady. I am not a hater. I'm not trying to be a hater. But can somebody tell me why everybody loves her?
So I'm not 100% sure, but I think this might be the reason. She did that shit flashily. Like she broke a world record. Lashes on, hair done, nails did,
That's what I've been hearing.
gracefully as fuck. Like these, like yeah, she just did that like a champ. Like she just did it nice.
Nah, she definitely do. Yeah, like what you said, I heard that a lot. But it's like, I mean, I followed her when I was in high school running track. Like I used to hear her when she used to run at LSU. Like she really raw. Like she really like, and she a good person. Like just overall, just a genuine good person. Like,
Okay.
I'm so happy for her. She deserves
Again,
it.
not trying to hate, but I felt like everybody liked her because she was hood. And I don't even know if she's hood. She just wear long lashes and fingernails and orange hair, which I guess are hood tendencies.
She
But
kinda hood, not really.
right, when I hear her speak, she's like hella well spoken. She say I'm that girl, but that ain't even that. You know what I mean? That ain't heavy slang. It ain't. I don't know.
I mean, maybe she's got to do the same thing that, like most athletes got to do in front of a camera. And you got to.
She mad confident. Like she show it. Like she.
It seemed like everybody likes her for reasons like other than the fact that she's the fastest woman in the world. That's my only thing. It's like, yo, shouldn't we love her because she's black and she is the fastest woman in the world? Period. Like, why I gotta be because she wear long nails and eyelashes, bruh? I don't know.
Cause she broke the fucking record with that much wind resistance on her.
10.65.
You saw how big her hair was. Her lashes almost gave her flight. It's like,
Nonetheless, shout out to her. You love to see it. And actually, in her qualifier, the second and third place people were also black.
that's dope.
They both had black ass names too. I just can't remember them off the top of my head. But shout out to them. What else we got? Oh yeah, they announced in the NBA Olympics as well. Somehow James Harden is about to get on the team, even though this nigga injured. I don't understand it, but shout out to all them niggas.
Those names when I saw that roster was like, wow, they're representing the USA.
I think they still gonna win though. I
I
agree.
know,
They
definitely
look
got
like some weak
solid
names
people
on there.
Like KD, Chris Paul, Devin Booker,
Damian Lillard.
Damian. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, they got
definitely win
Dev
that.
Book.
Definitely win that.
They never have enough big men for me though.
They got that one dude from Miami Heat.
Oh yeah, Bam Adebayo.
Yeah.
That's their biggest person.
I
That's why I was
think
like, yeah,
I
they
think
should be
focusing an all-star American team with big men is very unfair for most of the international teams.
I mean, if AD wasn't injured, he would have been a great choice. But I don't even know if Joel Embiid counts as an American player. That nigga might be with an African nation, so we don't even want him to play because he gonna get work. But yeah, shout out to the Olympics going on right now. All the women in gymnastics. Simone Biles and whatever. That's another one.
Right,
Gabby
I heard they
Douglas.
took over swimming as well.
Oh yeah,
Are they
swimming
really?
too. Yeah. They did it in
Yeah,
all
I heard they did
categories.
it
was
like
crazy.
land, air, and sea. They taking over.
So I'm also, y'all know I'm a capitalistic sympathizer, and I really be repping for America, even though I know a lot of black people don't. But I like to see when the Olympics come around, everybody just get American pride. Everybody the most patriotic motherfucker in the world when the Olympics come around. We love to see our country fucking shit on other countries. But then soon as it's over, everybody hate America again. I don't know.
I still do, even during the Olympics.
I don't hate America. I just think we need to do better. But I'm definitely hoping to see us continue dominating the world. Woo, 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 woo. I don't even know if we've been dominating. I shouldn't say
hell no,
continue.
we haven't.
Oh, we been shitty?
Oh no, I don't know about sports. It's just in general. The only things I think America's number one in is like incarcerated people.
Mm-hmm. I heard that
Like-
America is 5% of the world's nation, but I mean the world's population, but we use 65% of the resources.
Right.
Sit on
I,
that.
I think we have the highest population in jail compared to the whole world too. Yeah.
Mhm.
No way.
And I think we got the highest diabetes rate.
And we are not in top 10 in any of the STEMs. Science, technology, engineering, math. We are not top 10 in any of those.
So yeah, I could.
All we really
you-
got is sports.
So you know what? I will be patriotic during the sports because that's
That's
all
all
we
we
got. That's all we got, yo.
USA. Let's see what else we got, guys. This is the last one I really want to mention. Sweetie bought herself a new Phantom after Quavo took her Bentley. That's all I got. I mean, I'm not surprised by this. It took her like 2 months, so I ain't see that's some hater shit. I'm sorry to say that. That was some hater shit. Shout out to her getting that Bentley.
After her and Quavo broke up, like, so I don't know her too that well. So, like, was she like famous, or was she? Because after they broke up, like, I heard or I saw comments saying things like, "Yeah, she out there in the streets trying to raise money again because she doesn't have money anymore again." And I found that hard to believe. I thought she had a whole album already or something like that.
So she was one of the new up and coming female rappers that everybody kind of liked. She wasn't a superstar, but she was well liked and well known.
And that one song she had, like, it really blew up, especially on TikTok too. So everybody really knew her.
What song?
It was like, I can show you how to bag an 8-figure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
I don't
one.
know the
That was
song.
one of her first ones. Yeah. And then I think her parents are like somebody in the industry as well. So I don't think she was ever really broke. Like, I know her mom used to be in videos,
Okay.
and I don't know what her dad did, but
Her dad looked familiar. I
yeah,
don't know
she was never like a regular chick, anyways.
Definitely not.
She also dated like P Diddy's son, so it's like she was never a regular nigga. Let's see. Anybody got anything else? Any other honorable mentions y'all care about?
Ace birthday coming up. Shout outs to Ace.
Shout out to Ace Boogie birthday.
We got Zucker's birthday coming up. Oh wait, is that today? Today's the 24th.
Today's the 23rd.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Shout outs to you, Zucker. That's tomorrow.
Shout out to Z Dog.
We was just talking about him today on the pod, right?
Did we?
I don't know, but I know I was thinking
We
about
said
him.
his name
Yeah.
or something. Shout out to Z Dog.
Yeah. Shout outs to him.
All right, now let's move on to these positives, and then we can get the fuck up out of here. I got one.
Oh
My
wait,
positive.
I got a quick question.
Oh, hit it.
I asked this earlier, and I do kind of want to know: is it whiter or blacker to know the second verse of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song?
Great question. What do y'all think? Is it whiter or blacker to know the second verse on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
Because
theme
we
song?
both know one example of someone who knows the songs, and one of them is black, one of them is white.
I only know Z Dog. Who's the other one?
I thought you said that Joe.
Oh,
Joe
yeah,
might
Whoa
know.
did.
Yeah.
I said Whoa probably does know because he's a Will Smith fan. Do y'all think it's more black or white to know the second verse?
How long is that song for real? Because I feel like
I
I've
think
heard
it's a whole
it.
song.
Yeah, it's a whole song.
It's
It's
a
like
whole
3
song?
minutes.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I never really watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but I can only think of like 2 verses, I think.
I'm glad you said that at the end because I would have cut your mic off if you said it at the beginning of the pod.
I'm gonna say blacker.
Blacker? I gotta say whiter because
It
don't
goes
nobody
both
know
ways,
this shit.
man. Yo, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
Let us
I think
know.
it's whiter. I think it's whiter to know.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Or actually, let us know who actually knows the second verse.
Do you know it?
No.
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 I was definitely gonna ask you to rap it.
Hell no.
So one positive I got is LaMelo Ball won Rookie of the Year. I think that's super fucking dope. One, because I always liked LaMelo Ball. I always thought he was going to be the one when he got to the league. And I ain't forget you niggas that was talking shit about they fucking dad, talking about how he was going to make it harder for these niggas, how he was going to make it so that they wasn't never going to be great, that he was bigging them up, that he was trying to make it so that our expectations would be too high. Fuck all that shit. My nigga, Rookie of the Year. I don't know if Lonzo won Rookie of the Year, but I know he was one of the finalists. So shout out to a fucking black dad doing black dad shit on Juneteenth and motherfucking Father's Day weekend. Whole lot of gang shit. Shout out to LaMelo.
Where's Jello?
CZ just got amped up.
Big facts. That nigga is somewhere. He gonna be in the league soon. Actually, he in the G League. I do know that. Jello is in the G League. He gonna be in the league soon too. He gonna get most improved player or some shit. Anybody else got positives? Y'all niggas ain't positive. Nope.
Says the person who got the least positives overall.
I would give a positive every gosh darn week.
Not,
Juneteenth was a
hey,
positive.
you say that, but we have pre-release episodes where you struggled
Well,
for weeks.
Be better than you was.
I'm glad you got that out.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll be forgetting about this segment. I ain't gonna lie.
Progress one day at a time, one step at a time. Focus on success today.
My grandfather
Yeah, I think I'm
told me
gonna
one
start
that
bringing
always
a
stuck with me.
positive quote.
Would you rather lose your life in a second or a second in your life?
A second in my life, duh.
Yeah, I mean the point of the saying is like, you know, just take your time.
Okay. Yeah. My bad. That was obvious.
No, it was just it was saying that obviously it was in Spanish, but that one always stuck with me whenever I grew up.
What's the meaning of life, guys?
42.
To experience.
To experience life.
All right. I say the meaning of life is to give life meaning. And with that, we the fuck out of here. Stay black, stay strong. Remember, they can't bring you down unless they below you. Loyalty before royalty. The real motherfucking respond. Pimps up, hoes down. Think about where you want to be.
Feel me?
Toodaloo,
Deuces. Boom, 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 boom. I always do the we be wildin' beat. I don't know. All right, we out.
Would you let yourself get beat every how often was it? Every 6 months?
No, it didn't say.
It didn't say. Oh.
It said, would you let a man, but I guess we could say a woman, pay you $800,000 a month, and they just beat your ass up from time to time?
Well, what's the definition of beating my ass?
What's the definition of from time to time, nigga?
You're the one getting your ass whooped. You don't have a choice of what defines that.
It depends where they hit me at, and it's like how long. I might be able to eat that shit for 800.
You're getting your ass whooped, bro.
For 800 a month?
Yeah. I'd do it for
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it.
Man, they gonna make you sign a contract, like a 1-year contract minimum. Not let your ass out of here in 30 days.
I give you 2 ass whoopings. Hopefully they ain't in the same month, but if they is, then I got 1 month in me. 800? Come on, bro.
Just $800?
800,000.
800,000. Okay. 800,000.
I'm getting my
We can
ass
beat my ass a couple
whooped.
times for that.
I'm gonna eat that shit. I'm gonna eat it.
Okay.
Then I'm
800,000 is a lot to make in 1 month.
It is, but y'all taking this ass whooping lightly.
What if they whoop your ass like to the point of near death where you can't even use it?
Then I have to just like jump out.
You can't. They
What
broke
you
your.
mean I can't?
They whooped your ass so hard that your legs are broke.
I mean, I can't imagine that they would like once it gets that far, or I feel like it's going to get that far. I'm just tapping out. I'm gonna hit her back. We gonna fight. It's gonna be just bro.
We gonna fight, and then the police gonna show me like what happened. They gonna pull out that contract. Listen, he said I could do it. They gonna fuck your ass up, dude.
What if it's not? What if you're not in like a sexual or any sort of relationship? It's just beat my ass whenever you want and you pay me.
Not even whenever.
I mean, yeah, I'm not doing it. Y'all said
Yeah,
y'all
It
gonna do
was
it.
a relationship.
So as long as you fucking this bitch, you okay with it happening?
I mean, as long as I feel like there's some romance involved.
Shit.
But this is a
Ain't no
girl.
romance in no.
I mean,
Is there? First of all, it's a contract.
I mean, what if she beat my ass and then like run me a bath?
What if you like it?
I mean,
That's gonna make it hurt, nigga. It ain't gonna
Then you're not
soothe
getting
that
paid no
shit.
more. Oh, would you admit that?
I mean, I don't see it the same way as you.
You fall in love with her. Would you admit it?
Yeah, I'd admit it. I probably wouldn't be with her if she beat my ass, but see,
But
you
then-
seem to like make it sound like I have to not enjoy it in order for me to get the payment. I feel like she just wants somebody who she can whoop. Like she just want to be able to beat their ass. If I like it, that's a plus. If I can take it, that's a plus. But
That's
it ain't like
that-
I got. She just
That
I'll
is
let you get off of me. Like,
no. That is
being
narrowing
scared.
it. That is narrowing it down to one specific person's like thinking. Okay, yeah, I just want to beat someone every now and then. But you can't guarantee that that's the person that you're with. That's making that contract with you. They could just seem nice, and then once they get you behind the door, they gonna whoop your ass to a near death.
Look,
you don't know.
look.
You don't know.
I'm telling y'all, I don't really care the circumstances. I'm gonna be down. Until
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
gonna-
like I can't take it, I'm gonna be down.
I think I'm gonna do it at least.
I don't give a
once.
fuck.
For
All these
$800.
details.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if she starts pulling out chains or something,
I'm-
like
I'm-
trying to hit me in the face, all right, I gotta get out of here.
am I gonna be scarred after this? Like, actually have physical scars? Like, is my face gonna be pretty after this?
I just if I physical scars here, it's the mental scars that stick with you. If I'm not gonna be mentally scarred, I'm gonna deal with it.
Stipulations for me: no weapons, and I can cover up and bob and weave. Those two conditions,
You
then I'll
can
do
bob
it.
and weave.
Yeah, as long as I can like defend myself, as in like cover up. I don't even need to swing back. My defense like Floyd, bitch. I'm gonna tire your ass out. Like,
That's hilarious.
All right, what if they got you tied up, but you're in a defensive position? Like, you are covered up, but you cannot move from that cover up position.
Nah, you ever seen bitches stomp on other bitches? They be jumping on you and shit.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Tied up in a defensive position.
I got dignity. My dignity cannot be bought.
That's really funny. Alright, bitch.
But damn, I'm mad that the mics caught that.
I was waiting for us not to be recording the part 2.
That's definitely making the cut. Even if you take it out of the audio, it's gonna be in the video.
You're not gonna remember.